The World Bank has advised Nigeria to rethink its policy on fuel subsidies, arguing that the payments help affluent Nigerians more than they do Nigerians in need. World Bank Group President David Malpass also shared his views on Nigeria's exchange rate policy, which he says makes for some uncomfortable listening for some, but for others, a call that has been long coming. The week-long IMF and World Bank Group spring meetings are ongoing, with discussions on the Russian invasion of Ukraine, digital payments in Africa, and the prospect for global environmental advancement. All right, we're joined now live by Adefemi Akinsanya, who is in Washington, D.C. Good morning, Adefemi. Thanks for joining us. Great report. So it looks like quite uneasy news for Nigeria, though many shouldn't be surprised by the World Bank's view on subsidies, will they?
No, not at all. Good morning to you, Rotus. Not at all. Not definitely something that many people were surprised about. You'll forgive me for looking a bit unprepared. I'm looking over my shoulder because in the moments before you came to me just now, Rotus, we did have the arrival of Christine Lagarde, Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, as well as the president of the World Bank Group. And so I'm just peeping over my shoulder just in case we see Zainab Ahmed or the Central Bank of Nigeria governor. We haven't made eyes with them just yet, but we were expecting many more arrivals because there's going to be a roundtable meeting, a ministerial meeting at 7 o'clock local time, which is just a few minutes from now. So that's why we're seeing quite high level arrivals. But talking about the report and the fact that the World Bank have advised Nigeria, this is now the second time that they've advised Nigeria away from fuel subsidies. It'll be interesting to see how Nigeria respond, which is why we were hoping to see any type of representative from Nigeria to ask them what they think, whether or not they agree along the lines with the World Bank, or whether or not we can expect this, especially since the Senate has approved that 4 trillion naira to continue financing subsidies. It'll be interesting to see what Nigeria has to say in light of those discoveries there, Rotus.
Excellent. Yeah, your report also touched on the exchange rate, multiple exchange rate windows. And good thing you mentioned Zainab Ahmed could be there, Godwin Emefiele. What could you touch on the World Bank's comments on those multiple exchange rate windows?
It's very simple. They said that for developing countries, they think a single interest rate based on the market is the best thing for a country like Nigeria. And he made those comments specific to Nigeria, but they can also be taken in a general sense. Nigeria, using that as the example, because that's what the World Bank said, obviously has multiple exchange rate systems. And he says that that's just not conducive to the level of development a country like Nigeria needs. And he also went on to talk about the trade barriers that are also harming Nigeria's developmental progression. So there's lots of things to discuss. Hopefully when it comes to Nigeria's and we'll be able to hear from representatives what they have to say along those lines, most especially talking to the Central Bank governor about the call from the World Bank to have a single rate interest exchange rate rather, and whether or not that's something that he sees or disagrees with. But it will be a very interesting meeting. This is, of course, Thursday. These meetings are going to continue on for the rest of the week, but at the beginning of the day there is supposed to be a high-level ministerial meeting starting now, which is why we're seeing a lot more people gather in, and we're just keeping an eye out for a Nigerian representative. Indeed,
I see, as you said, you're looking over your shoulder there. So what else can we expect from the spring meetings today?
Alrighty, so for today, as I said, it's starting off with a high-level ministerial meeting, but as we continue on through the day, there's going to be discussions on carbon credits and carbon financing along the lines of preparing economies to reposition themselves so that they can capitalize off of the potential that they have to develop along environmental lines. So it'll be interesting again to see what type of lines are coming out of there. Also, in terms of meetings, there's also going to be a meeting talking about how food crises can be averted, what the World Bank can do, and then obviously one of the bigger meetings happening today is also one that involves representatives from Ukraine, in which they can sit in front of the International Monetary Fund and the World Bank representatives and tell them what it is they need to help their country at this very trying time as they continue on with the invasion of Russia within Ukraine.
Thank you so much. Again, excellent report from you there. Arise International Correspondent Adefemi Akinsanya on the ground, boots on the ground, keeping us up to date with what's going on with those spring meetings. Thank you so much, Adefemi.